Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing well. So today we will discuss the second lecture of IoT, that is the IoT framework and the architecture. In the first lecture we discussed about the basic definition of IoT, what is the meaning of internet, what is the meaning of things, and how nicely we can combine the internet and things together and we create an IoT system. So in this lecture, we discussed about the various framework, the blocks, the architecture and various things that are needed for a complete IoT system. So I will start this lecture by taking one very interesting, very beautiful example of that is smart umbrella. So this figure shows an umbrella with some different things. One is our circuit, light, phone, internet. So basically this smart umbrella consists of three parts. One is our circuit part. This circuit consists of our maybe the sensors or some processing things, actuators, and second is our this umbrella. We can say this umbrella is our physical object. Fine. And this physical object is embedded with one circuit which consists of some sensors, some actuators, some processing unit. So this circuit communicate or talk directly with internet or with your mobile phone. So how this smart umbrella works, basically this circuit directly connected to some weather forecasting system or some weather forecasting site. So this circuit sends the weather, whether there is a rain or the temperature. So in each morning this circuit sends a message to the user. Okay, today outside there is a rain, so you have to don't forget to take me with you. Or this umbrella send a message, outside there is a sunny day, so you have to take with me. Fine. So the user got this notification in their mobile. So directly this circuit can be connected to this mobile phone in a wired manner or in a wireless way. Here the wireless connections is used because this umbrella is a movable thing. Fine. So for the movable things, wired connection is not possible. So here the connection must be wireless connection. Now this mobile phone, you can control this umbrella with the help of this mobile phone, and the end choice is yours if you want to take this umbrella with you or not. Fine. Also there is a one thing, that is your light. This circuit automatically also sends the light. If there is a no sunlight and you are using this umbrella, in both the cases when you combined in one way, means you are using this umbrella in the night, then automatically this light can be turned on, or you can control this light with the help of this mobile phone. So for all these processings, for all these connections, the core of this umbrella is the internet. Fine. Here you can use also the storage unit. The storage unit may be the local storage or the cloud storage. Fine. This is one beautiful example of IoT framework. So the simple conceptual framework basically consists of three things. One is your physical object, second one is your controller, sensor or the actuator part, third one is over the internet, and combinedly these three things consist the IoT system. Fine. Here the physical object is this umbrella. So this is very good example of this simple conceptual framework. Next we will discuss about one framework that is given by the Oracle, Basically, all the IoT system, the main summary of all the blocks is these three things. Now, in more expanded way, we comes to another framework. That is this IoT architecture by the Oracle. So here, this architecture consists of various parts. First consists of this gather the information, then enrich this information, stream the data, manage the data, acquire the data, organize, and the analysis of the data. Basically, this is the framework in which there is a no cloud storage. Fine. These IoT have the connectivity directly to the data centers, enterprise business applications, integrations, and SOA. SOA means service oriented architecture. Fine. Now we will understand this IoT architectures with one good examples. We already discussed these examples in the previous lecture. Now again, in a summarized way, I will explain this example. Also, I will show you some IoT devices and some others gateway needed for this IoT system. So here there are n IoT devices, 1 to n. Basically, these IoT devices are ultra low power devices. They consume very less power and they collect the information from the environment, and this information is mainly the analog in nature. These IoT devices are so battery operated devices or the energy harvested devices. Basically, these IoT devices have the embedded operating system or some embedded code which help to communicate with this gateway. Without this embedded code or embedded operating system, this IoT can't communicate or can't talk with this gateway device. Fine. Here there is a one term. Now this IoT devices sends this analog information and send this information to the gateway. Now one important term that is called the transforming. Transforming means the conversion of one type of information to the other type. Means these IoT devices now have to convert this analog data or analog information to the digital information, or sometimes digital to the analog, but mainly analog to the digital information. So transforming of the information is also needed here. So now this gateway send a command, okay, I need so and so data, please send me this data. So this IoT devices send this data to the gateway in a wired manner or the wireless manner. There are two options. In some places wireless is used, in some places wired connection is used. Fine. Now basically, this IoT devices is very small PCB with connectors or without connectors. If it has the Wi-Fi module, then it is without connectors, or if it is not connected to the Wi-Fi or there is a not Wi-Fi system, then it should have the connectors. Basically, it has the 5 centimeter in length or 2 to 3 centimeter in the width. So I will show. This is one of your IoT devices. This is your color sensor. Fine. This is your color sensor. Basically, these are the connectors. These pins are your connectors. Now, this is approximate 5 centimeter in length and 2 to 3 centimeter in the width. Fine, or less than it. Or this is basically approximation. Now, this is what? This is your gateway. The example of your gateway, there are various boards, that is Raspberry Pi, Arduino Uno, BeagleBone, etc. These are your gateway. Basically, this gateway, this is your Arduino Uno board. Fine. This is larger in size as comparison to the IoT devices. Now, how these IoT devices can communicate with this Arduino Uno? Basically, this color sensor did not have the Wi-Fi unit. Fine. So there are the connectors. So with the help of the wires, these connectors can be connected to the input pins of this Arduino Uno. Fine. And with the help of some embedded code, this IoT device can talk with this Arduino Uno. This Arduino Uno or all the gateway have some processing unit. All these gateway also have some operating system, mainly the Ubuntu operating system. Fine. For example, Raspberry Pi have the, because Ubuntu is or the Linux is freely available. So these gateway devices have some inbuilt embedded operating system. Now this gateway send a command to this IoT devices. Okay, sense the light or sense the color of this wall. Fine. So automatically now this commands is sent from this Arduino Uno to this IoT device. This IoT device sends the type of this color of the wall and send this information back to the gateway. And now this gateway can be connected to the display device, or this information can be sent to the internet. Fine. This is very good example of IoT architecture, and this IoT architecture I mentioned here, this is given by the Oracle. Fine. Now I will expand this example, and one more terms I will add here after this gateway, that is called the edge device. So now there are various options to communicate these IoT devices with the internet. Now again I am saying these IoT devices, there are n IoT devices, and all these IoT devices connect to the gateway or send the information to the gateway. Now this gateway is connected to the edge devices. Now the question comes, what is the difference between gateway and the edge devices? I will explain what is the difference. So first we understand this thing. Basically both these gateway and these edge devices can be connected to the internet. Then what is the use of these edge devices? Because also one more thing, you know, the one TCP IP protocol is used to connect the devices to the internet. Both these gateway and the edge devices have the TCP IP protocols that can be connected to the internet. Also now there are total 3 options. These IoT devices can be directly connected to the internet, gateway devices can be connected to the internet, edge devices can be connected to the internet. So IoT devices can be directly connected to the internet with the help of TCP IP model? No, because these IoT devices did not have this TCP IP protocol unit, or these IoT devices only have the embedded code by which they can't communicate or they can't talk with the internet. The only possible way is IoT to the gateway. The IoT device only can talk with the gateway. There are no other options. Fine. They have only one and one on options, that is the gateway. So the next is there are 2 ways. Gateway can directly connect to the internet or directly send the information to the edge devices. Basically the difference between gateway and the edge devices is bigger in size, not only in size, in terms of processing things. Basically now I will give one examples, or we will understand this thing by taking these examples. Suppose this IoT devices sends the data 16 byte per second. In 1 second, one IoT device sends the 16 byte. Fine. There are n IoT devices, so in 1 second n into 16 byte data can be sent to the gateway. What about in 1 minute? What about in 1 hour? What about in 1 day? What about in 1 week? So huge amount of data is to be sent to the gateway. Fine. So I will also give one example. Suppose one faculty give 100 questions to one student, fine, as a assignment. Fine. and he or she allocated only 30 minutes. It means in 30 minutes you have to complete 100 theoretical questions. Fine. So is it is possible to complete that assignment? No, it is very difficult task. Fine. So here the student is the gateway and here the internet is the faculty. So there are two options. First, if he is capable, then he can directly submit the assignment within the time. Second one is he can take the help of the another persons, maybe the seniors or some other batchmates. He can assign or he can send those questions. Here the question means he can send the data. The gateway student can send the data to the edge devices, means to other students. Okay, please help me to complete the assignment. Okay, because the other edge devices can process the assignment or can complete the assignment and send this information to the internet. Fine. The edge devices, the purpose of edge devices is to process the data. There are a huge amount of data and the various processing means the maximum, minimum, average of that data, the duplication removal of all these things can be done with the help of the edge devices. This type of processing can't be done by this gateway. Fine. So that's why I am saying this edge device is bigger in size, not only in terms of size, also in terms of processing capability. Fine. That's why this edge devices is connected here, means the information given by the gateway is connected to the edge devices, and now the edge devices can only communicate with the internet. So now there is only one chain. The IoT device can communicate to the gateway, this gateway can communicate with the edge device, and this edge device sends the data to the internet with the help of the TCP IP protocol. So this is one your simple architecture of your IoT. So here it is clear that the first main device for IoT architecture is over the edge devices. Fine. So the another architecture is the Internet of Things connected to the cloud services. So basically there are the four blocks. First one is the edge devices. Second one is your storage. The storage may be the locally or the cloud storage. Here the edge devices combinedly, not only the edge devices, here the edge devices combinedly consist of your IoT devices, their connection part. So all these things comes into the edge devices. Now the second one is the storage unit. Here the storage may be the locally storage or the cloud storage. Fine. And the architecture consists of gather, consolidate and connect and collect. These four parts, first four parts can be done by with this edge devices. Next, assemble or storage the information is done by this second unit. Third one is your analysis, and fourth one is the visualize. The IoT system consists of, if we are talking about the edge devices, and without this second, third block, it is not possible to complete the IoT system. Fine. So here the why the visualization is needed here, and what is the meaning of visualization. So visualization, basically we can say the key point identification KPI function. What is the meaning of key point identification? So in the visualization, the purpose of visualization is not only show the real time data to you, but also find the solutions for you. Means this visualization unit can tell you what is the method. Suppose we are talking about the business data, so how to improve the business productivity, how to improve the its success rate, how to decrease the error, how to increase the capability, what is the maximum thing, what is the minimum thing. Fine. So all these processing things or all this visualization can be done by this visualize unit. Fine. And third one is your analytics. The data analytics is also the important part for this IoT system. So when we talk about the IoT system, then we have to talk about the first, second, third, fourth block all the times. Here in the storage unit, Sometimes the local storage is needed, sometimes the cloud storage is needed. Fine. So this is over the complete architecture of over the IoT. Now we will understand all these four blocks by taking one more examples. Some part of these examples I already covered to you. So we will explain this architecture definitions by these examples. So it is seen that there are n these devices. Fine. So and there is one remote user. This user is not present here. He is at the remote location. Fine. So now he wants some data. He wants to analyze some data. So how he can communicate with the IoT devices? So basically the figure shown here shows the complete architecture or complete four blocks. First block is this IoT devices. I already explained these n IoT devices are connected to the gateway. Fine. So this complete part, this gateway and this IoT devices consist of this first part, this edge devices part. Fine. Now this remote user wants some data from this IoT devices. How the process? First he send the command to the internet. Fine. That I need so and so data. With the help of mobile phones, with the help of some commands, or directly to the internet, he sends these commands. Now the internet send these commands to the gateway. Fine. This gateway sends these commands to these IoT devices. Fine. And now again back. Now the IoT devices understands, okay, my gateway needs this and this information from me. Fine. Now this IoT devices again send the data back to the gateway. Fine. And this gateway sends this data to the internet. Now the question comes, can this internet directly send this data to the remote user? I must say no. Why? Because we need the analysis of the data and the storage of the data, because the data may be the huge data, and this analysis and the storage unit provides the useful data to the user. Fine. The storage or analyze unit analyze the data and send this analyzed data back to the internet, and this internet sends this analyzed data to the remote user. Fine. So all these four blocks covered here. First one is over the edge devices, second one is over storage unit, third one is your analyze. Fine. And here the visualization. Fine. So all these four blocks are covered here. Clear? So now we will understand this at one particular example. Suppose this remote user wants to check the stress of one field. Fine. So he wants this data. So here's this round one. Suppose I am saying my field, and this field, basically this sensors sense the soil moisture, temperature, humidity. Basically these sensors sense the stress on the particular soil field, particular field soil basically. Fine. So these all sensors sense this information, and this information constantly monitored by this remote users. So first this remote user now send a command, okay, I need to find the stress conditions on this field. Now this command from this internet sends to the gateway, and this gateway sends this commands to this IoT devices. This IoT devices sense the soil moisture, temperature, humidity. So all these parameters of this particular soil or this particular field are sent back to this gateway. Now this gateway sends this data to the internet. Now this internet sends this data to the analysis and the storage unit. Now here the analysis part is done on this data, means this unit sends the final useful data to the remote user. Useful data means, so this, there is no use of all this temperature, humidity data. So this unit only provides the end output. The output may be, suppose if the soil needs the water, means there is a very less soil moisture, so it send the report to the, or the analyzed data to the remote user. Okay, so and so field needs the irrigation. Fine. So this is the use of this analysis and the storage unit. Now the remote users can directly send a command to the irrigation department that so and so field needs the irrigation or needs the water. So the soil moisture is very low. Fine. Again, he can directly send a command to switch on the water pump. Now again, after getting the water in this field, again it sends the data. Again that data is analyzed, and this analyzed data is sent to the remote user, and this remote user send a command that this to the irrigation department, or automatically send a command to switch off that pump. So this is the all the complete architecture of your IoT system. Next one is Cisco 7-level reference model. Basically, Cisco given a 7-level model for the IoT. These levels are also called the tiers. Actually, all these levels all are same as we already discussed in the previous architectures. Only the difference is the different companies like Oracle, Cisco give the IoT frameworks or these IoT architectures. Fine. In the broad way, these all models have the same meaning. So here the first level we know consists of physical devices and the controllers, the IoT devices, the edge nodes, the edge devices. So all these combinedly consist the first level. Second level is connectivity, communication and the processing things. Third level is edge computing. In this level, data element analysis and transformation part is done. Fourth tier is data accumulation or the storage unit. This may be local storage or the cloud storage. Level 5 is data abstraction. Basically, the aggregation and the access of data is called the data abstraction part. Level 6 is basically the application part. Reporting, analysis and the control is the level 6. Level 7 is the collaboration or the processing, basically the IoT business part. In this part, basically we process the how to grow the particular IoT system, what are the various drawbacks, how we can improve the things, how we can involve the people in this, how we can increase the productivity, how can decrease the cost. So all these processing are done in this level 7. So these levels are given by the Cisco. That's why it is called the Cisco 7-level reference model. So here one thing, that is IEEE P2415. This is one protocol, IEEE protocols given for this IoT architecture. Basically, these protocols covers the definition of basic architecture building blocks and their integration capability in multi-tiered system. Basically, this IoT, this IEEE protocols use a blueprint for the data abstraction part. So in this protocol, a reference model that defines the relationship between various IoT verticals are given. Fine. Now we will discuss about the various technologies behind the IoT. Actually, we divide all these technologies into various subcategories. So first is over the hardware part. I already shown you all these IoT devices, all these things constitute the hardware part. Basically, the examples of IoT hardware is Arduino, Raspberry Pi, Galileo, ARM board, BeagleBone Black, wireless SoC, like this. So all these consist of your IoT hardware part. Fine. So all these sensors comes into this part of hardware part. Now there is some environment is needed to communicate these devices with the help of the edge devices, and that environment is called the integrated development environment, IDE, and some software is needed for this purpose. So all these things we will discuss in very detail in the subsequent chapter. Here only I am mentioning some names. Fine. The details of all these softwares, hardwares, protocols we will discuss in the subsequent chapters. So here the IDE environment and some software examples are Eclipse, IoT Stack, Sense, ThinkWorks, Everything, and software examples are RIoT operating system, ThinkSquare, Mist firmware, Eclipse IoT, and so on. Now the embedded devices and machine-to-machine communication protocols, and the examples are COAP, RESTful HTTP, XMPP, and the communication protocols example are RFID, NFC, 6 low pan, UWB, Zigbee, Bluetooth, and so on. Next is our network protocol. The examples of network protocols are Zigbee, RPL, IPv4, IPv6, Wi-Fi, and so on. Next is inter-network cloud platforms. So in this inter-network cloud platforms, the examples are Jively, Nimbits, PCS, Connected Universe platforms, and so on. All these things we will discuss in detail later on. Next unit is your analyzing and visualizing. Various analysis algorithm, visualization algorithms for data streaming, event streaming data, analyzing of data, data visualizations are needed. Fine. Last one is machine learning. So basically I already told you there are huge amount of data to be processed. So all this data we have to learn to the machine. So for that machine algorithms are needed, machine learning techniques are needed. And one of the machine learning techniques used for the IoT is the growth from Numenta. Fine. Now we come to end of this lecture. Basically in this lecture we discussed about the IoT framework and the connecting layers. We discussed about the difference in the edge devices and the gateway devices. We discussed about the Cisco reference model and the IEEE protocol. We discussed about the various technologies behind the IoT, software protocols, various network protocols, machine-to-machine communication protocols. So student, thank you for your kind attention. If you have any doubt, then you can send me a mail, and my email ID is somesh@IITM.ac.in. Thank you for your kind attention. You can subscribe this channel for latest update and for more lectures on IoT. Also, if you want to suggest me something or you want to ask your query, you can comment me in this video. Thank you guys.